happy hour. Night attacks happy hour. Night attacks happy hour. Dig.
Yo! So, I just had a dumb adventure in which, imagine we're playing Am I the Asshole, but we already know I'm the asshole.
Okay. All right. All right. Now, mind you, we literally just did a podcast like less than an hour ago. So all of this has to have happened within 50 minutes.
Yes.
Like maximum.
Yes. Okay. So, with the property, there was an initial phase of the loan that was for construction that was going to flip over to conventional loan or whatever, and then all of which was contingent upon having an inspector show up and say, "I hereby bless this house as completed and not a homeless shelter." Or no, wait. A homeless shelter would be nice. Whatever, a hobo encampment.
Sure.
But that was supposed to happen back in March, but they whoopsie doodled and forgot to transfer the loan over to a conventional. So then I get phone calls last month from insurance saying, "Hey, you ever gonna pay for your insurance?" And I was like, what are you talking about? They're like, "Yeah, you ain't paid us jack shit." And so it's like, what is going on? So I call the mortgage people, and they're like, "What? That was handled way back in March." And then I get another call where they're like, "Whoops." and so then they're like, "Hey man, this is really messed up, bro. But we kind of forgot to change your loan over to from a construction to a conventional. Also, we totally admit it's our fault. You did everything right, so we're going to send you a lot of money." I'm like, "Cool." And I'm thinking like, well, this must have been a really big mistake, and they're giving me a lot of money.
Yeah.
Then, and so I used that to pay the insurance that hadn't been paid. And
Which
so
theoretically is the reason why they're giving you the money, is because they made this debt for you, and so you're paying it.
this massive mistake, and they were obligated to, for months and months, be collecting escrow and getting ready to pay for insurance. So I paid this multi-$1,000s of insurance all at once by myself, just out of nowhere. And then they said, "Well, here's some money because we've been vastly overcharging you by thousands of dollars." And then recently, it's like, "Okay, well, I got one of the two checks that you said. Where's the other one?" They're like, "Oh, you got to complete this form to do the thing." And I was like, "Okay." And I get the form, and the form says, "Also write us a check for 10 grand. And I'm like, "I'm sorry, what is this?" And they're all like, "That's all the taxes that we weren't collecting for you. They have to go to escrow to pay them for the past year. We weren't collecting taxes. It's us, your mortgage company." And so I'm like, "Okay." And so I call to confirm all of this, and they have overnighted me a gigantic packet of everything. And we're in kind of a weird thing because the new property, for ease of getting the loan put through, this is probably not the weirdest thing, but because Bizarre Magic Inc. has the long history, and I have the longer history of being able to qualify. They're like, "You know what? If you guys are comfortable with it, just have the loan be in Brian's name, and Bonnie, you're a co-owner." It's like, yeah, that sounds great. Sure. Congrats, Bonnie. If you want to leave me, now's the time, because you can have half of this, and I will owe 100% of this. So I'm going through this whole thing. I get on the line, and I find out what the $10,000 is for. I sign everything. Sign. And then there's one page that says Brian and Bonnie, and it's highlighted. And it's like, okay, fine. So I run out. Bonnie's in the middle of a client. I interrupt her meeting with the client and shove this in front of her and say, "I'm pretty sure this is all right. Just sign this." Sign it.
Yeah.
Turn over the next page. It says, notary. I hereby affirm that these two people signed this in front of me. Piece of paper.
God damn it.
Piece of paper. Both of us have signed it. It's like, okay. So it's like, look, let me go deal with the notary thing. Don't worry about it. Enjoy. You do with your client or whatever. Go to the first place that has the word notary on it. Pull in. Come in. You guys do notary? Yes. Great. Got this thing. Doing a thing. This page. Just need to sign it. Do a thing. And so I'm going to do my best to trace all the threads here. But guy I'm talking to is like okay, so here's a page. I'll do whatever you need to do the thing to get the notary on there. And the guy's like, well, both of you have to be here. I'm like, yeah, that's a non-starter. She cannot be here. To as shorthand, I blurt out, she's in isolation. That's not going to happen. You know, just like whatever else, not going to happen. Let's talk about what we can do. Things I know that are possible. Like we could video conference her. We could do whatever. We can get whatever. But two of us being here at the same time, she's with the client. I'm about to go broadcast for 4.5 hours. Not going to happen. What can we work with?
This has to happen right now.
Right.
So,
also, things that I've done in the past, notarize shit over video chat. Like that is a service. That is a known thing that can be done.
So you're like, look, if you're going to tell me to go fuck myself, please do it as fast as possible.
Correct.
Because I got to figure this out immediately.
Exactly. Right. So it's like I have a 15-minute window for all of this. This seems to be important and it has to be overnighted and all that stuff. And then it is like, oh, well, I don't know about this. And other dude behind the counter at the notary place says, wait, what's going on here? And it's like, I need this notarized. It's like, but you already signed it. Like, yes, we signed it before we knew that it needed to be notarized. I'll be happy to sign for you again. Hold on here. Bonnie's calling on the phone. She's probably going to yell at me. Hey, Bonnie, I'm in the middle of happy hour describing how I'm a bad person over the last hour.
Don't spoil it. Brian hasn't gotten to the point where he's awful yet.
Okay.
Right. So basically, we got to the point where I pulled over at the first place that said the word notary. I said, here's a piece of paper. It's got both of our signatures on it. We found out after we signed it that it has to be notarized. What can we do? And the answer was, well, she got to be here. And you, of course, were with the client. I, of course, have a 15-minute window before I've got to, be somewhere else. So I just say, in my mind, I am using an economy of words to convey the fact that if you think there's any version of this in which Bonnie and I are both here at the same time, that is a non-starter. This is due tomorrow. That's why it's being overnighted. So I just said, she's in isolation. That's not happening. What can we do? Right? Which I thought was a very effective way to say, fucking, we live in a COVID world where people can't come out to places.
All right. But you know that you are leaving open for people the idea that that Bonnie has COVID and cannot leave. Well, like you are willfully leaving that door open.
Right, correct. And if we had more time, there would be a different version of this story. But we're in the version where I have 15 fucking minutes, and I'm going to say in the shortest way possible, she's not coming here.
Understood.
There's no version of this that ends up with the two of us here.
Whoa. I'm on your side. And in fact, I'm here for you maliciously using it and just trying to bully your way into something by throwing COVID around. Like I'm on your side.
Right. Okay. So, guy says, man, I don't know. I thought you were supposed to sign it and do the thing and the thing and the thing. And he turns to boss guy, and boss guy is like, well, can we do this? I'm like, hey, look, here's the thing. We didn't know this page needed to be notarized. We will sign it. Surely there's a way that we can dot all your I's and cross all your T's. I would like to imagine I said all of these things, but I said some certainly shorter version of all of this that did not communicate the entire picture. But the guy said, the guy who owns the place says, wait, Bonnie's got COVID? And I said, and me answering truthfully, we both got it. Like I don't understand the question.
Oh my God.
I don't understand why somebody would say that. And I'm like, yeah, we both caught it. Like, I'm not fucking with you. Like, fucking, she's not going to be here. we need this shit. And I've done video chat notaries before.
But now you realize that you are outside of the realm of getting something notarized. And you have now, if you open the door to let them believe that Bonnie might have COVID, you now have, through your own words, in the same way, now open the door to, I have COVID and I'm giving you COVID right now.
Well, and which may have actually happened. I don't know. I don't know how exactly past COVID I am. But at that point, now that I've had time to replay it, to his perspective, it looks like, okay, this is a dude who swooped in and is fibbing to get some notary juice. But okay. So he asked me not realizing that the two are linked. Me saying my wife's in isolation, she's not going to be here. There's got to be a way we could do this legal form in a world of post-COVID. I don't know what flexibility you have, but I know for a fact that I've notarized shit over video. I will do literally whatever it takes because this shit is due tomorrow. That's why it's being overnighted. And the guy asks me, Bonnie's got COVID, and I'm like, and confused, I say, we both caught it. And and I'm like, look, I'm not fucking with you. We just got to get this thing. Like, the funny part is, I'm almost certain that whatever the notary page is a mistake because Bonnie's not on the fucking loan. Like she's not even on the thing. Like it was a mistake to put her name on it.
But again, yes, you're way beyond what their circle of influence is, or even what they actually care about, which is you actively firing molecules all over the place because now they believe you are a super spreading event in progress.
Right. So around this point, I'm like, hey, things like I perceive in the moment, and understand this is a time-sensitive moment. It's a very small crunch. I'm not doing my best hey bossing. If I had time, that's part of the hey boss structure, is that to hey boss your way, you have to be willing to spend more time than they are. And I was not in that place. I was trying to
make it seem like this is a luxuriously a languid problem.
Hey man, we could take as long as you want to get to the part where you do this thing for me, but I'm here forever. But I was not in that frame of mind, and I did not hey boss effectively. And that was never more abundantly clear than when he asked, wait, Bonnie's got COVID? I said, we both got it. And then he said, because Bonnie was here just an hour ago.
What? Oh, no. Oh, you fucked up. You fucked up.
Justin is chanting, I fucked up.
You fucked up. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, dude, you stepped on your own dick.
Okay, so by the way, then he doubles down saying, I know Bonnie. And to me, all I'm hearing is, well, then you fucking know that this is legit and you should fucking do the notary thing if you know her. Like to me, it's only becoming more obvious that this should not be a problem. But in his mind, I've dug myself deeper as some kind of I guess faux husband or whatever. And so so at this point, I'm just like, he says, and this is right when Bonnie calls after I've called her twice and she has not answered. Bonnie calls and I'm like, hello?
Which is 2 minutes later, by the way. It was within 2 minutes.
A lot is happening in this story.
Yes.
A lot is happening very fast.
By the way, Don't Panic VU in the chat says Brian got thrown out the airlock. Yes. and so Bonnie calls at the exact moment that the owner's like, you know what? No matter what, I'm not comfortable giving you a notary. And I'm just like, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, now we're in a power play dynamic. And all of a sudden I realize like, oh, we got asynchronous and both of us said things that sounded opposite to their meaning to the other person. And I just realized we're too far off. So at that point, I'm just like, okay, this is not going out today. This is not going to arrive in time. There's no world in which Bonnie and I, by 4 o'clock, which by the way was 16 minutes ago, show up at this place. And he was like, you know what I suggest? I suggest you go to a bank and start all over again or whatever. And I'm like, hey, speaking out of frustration, you know, as a magician, I'm suddenly running through the dual reality script where it's
Angry.
like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, where it's like I saw how I saw everything, I saw how he sees everything, and all of a sudden I realize, well, there's only one thing I can leave with, which is my dignity, and the way I do that is by being very nice and apologizing profusely and explaining very patiently how I respect that there are a lot of provisions and rules with notaries, and I respect that he was so diligent about all that, and I sincerely apologize if I led you to the wrong impression. and then I left, and then I told Bonnie, and she was not happy. Is that about it, Bonnie?
Yes, except that I stopped off on my way home.
Oh, I was hoping you would. Tell me about the rest.
Yeah, so I stopped off and I was just like, I kind of caught his eye. He looked up and we caught eyes, and I said, hey, and there's like 3 or 4 people there. I said, sounds like my husband acted like an idiot.
That's legit. That's a good move.
And then he came out. He goes, I'm really sorry. What you should have said is, I have 3 minutes to do this, and I'm just trying to get stuff done. And I go, we didn't realize the mistake until we got here.
Did you tell him that we actually had fucking COVID? Because I think that dude think I was fucking making that up.
Oh, no. But then he goes, well, it's just with notaries. So he has to say his side, which I totally eat shit for you. And I'm just like,
God, yes, everybody has to, after you say you're right, they have to say it again. Nobody can get past that.
Right. So he's punishing me with your BS. And I go, yeah, because it's like legal on you. You could lose your license and stuff. I go, no, it's fine. He goes, oh, I hope you get that out. I'm like, well.
No, we won't. And that's on you. You fucked us pretty good.
I'm like, well, he won't. But, and then I started to leave, and then I did one more thing.
You pulled a Columbo.
I pulled a Columbo. I said, we've been out of quarantine for weeks, so we're fine. I go, I'm not actively spreading or anything. I'm sorry you dropped that. I go, again, he was just trying to get this thing done. He's like,
well, oh shit, you made it sound like I intentionally deceived him that we currently were live with COVID when...
Third-party observer. Third-party observer, you need to eat that.
Were appropriate in the moment. So you who... By the way, this person could drop every one of my ceramics leaving Austin and break everything intentionally if you wanted to.
How did everything wrap up? How did you feel by the time you left?
I felt fine. I mean, I was embarrassed of you, and that's not new. And
okay, all right.
I don't know. I mean, this to me is a classic because, hey, what were we teaching Callie for the past week and a half?
Okay, I will give myself the wiggle room of saying in a 5-minute conversation, it's more important that you convey true reality than you necessarily say the words that a lawyer would consider absolutely true. And the true reality is there was no version of you being there and this being notarized.
All right.
At this point, Justin and I are going to argue. All right. I love you, Bonnie.
Yeah, I love you too.
All right. Bye.
Bye, Bonnie.
Also, I apologize the fuck out of that dude. So,
all right.
I don't feel the need to go back.
What you were doing is kind of like if there were an invading army trying to siege a castle, and all of a sudden coming over the building up so they can ram the door. They're like, oh my God, like they're using their own children as a battering ram. Well, open the door. Wait, what? What are they doing? like there's just you were playing a game that, again, you weren't saying that Bonnie has COVID, but you were certainly leaving the door open for him to believe it if he wanted to believe it. And that's the reason why there needed to be a medical exemption for whatever thing he was going to tell you. So it's like,
and also I don't think that I'm out of school of perceiving that there would be a system-wide addendum due to the medical situation of 2020. It's not the craziest thing to assume, okay, commerce and business still goes forward in a world where people don't have to show up and breathe on other people to sign a piece of paper in front of them.
No.
Hey, let's skip the bullshit where you pretend there's any reality where that's going to happen and get to the part where you tell me what is the crazy Rube Goldberg contraption we have to do to make you feel good about putting a stamp on this thing.
Oh, no. You only got fucked because Bonnie was there earlier that day.
Yes.
Like that's where like, and ultimately it's like, had you known that there was even a prior relationship to play against, you probably would have been fine. You probably, if he knew Bonnie, then he's like, you could have just rolled in and said, hey, crazy situation, but this is where we're at right now.
And that's what I should have done. That's the first rule of hay bossing is never ask for a yes/no decision. Always describe your problem in the greatest detail and then hand it to someone who is not you. Also, Russell Atham in the chat nailed it. He says the notary has to be set up to do remote notary. There's a service specifically for this. That is exactly the kind of thing I would expect a human being to say to another human being who very clearly has time constraints and can't bring his wife magically there to the place. But instead, like, I got mad because they were kicking me back into play. They were all like, that sounds like problem, go away, kick. And I'm like, fuck you, I'm going to make trouble.
But okay. The problem was you then created a larger problem.
I mean, well,
and yes. And you created a larger problem of A, who has COVID and where, and then B, are you or Bonnie lying to them? Like, because at that moment, and Bonnie could have been in there with COVID, or you could be lying. Either way,
right.
It stinks.
Well, here's what I think happened is, like, I eventually figured out, oh, wait, we're drifting apart in our understanding of the reality of the situation. So I attempted to course correct, but I think it fell upon deaf ears because it was already after they had made a decision about what I was saying. And so, like I did say, hey, look, here's the whole story. Whatever you need to do, we could do. And I said, do we both have to be here at the same time? Can we sign for my part? Can we sign for my part and cross out her name? Her name's not even supposed to be on there anyway. And they're like, but it's already signed. I'm like, well, then let's put it in the Xerox copier with a piece of white paper over my name, and then I'll sign it again for you. I don't understand. But it's like I was still very much in how do we solve this mode, but they were already
Was that before or after isolation?
Isolation was like the second sentence in the whole conversation, which is what really fucked us. Like basically, yeah. And that's why I overstated that. It's like when the second sentence is, I'm already trying to kick you out the door with a no sale, that immediately triggered the, hey, fuck you, here's a real situation that whether I am it or not, you have to deal with, which is the moral upper hand in a situation where someone physically can't be there for a notary signing. So in my imagination, where this should have ended is him saying, I'm sorry, we're not the solution for you. You could do an online thing. Here's how to do it. But instead, I don't know. We drifted off to whatever this other.
Well, I think as soon as it gets into, are you trying to bullshit me? Do you have COVID? Like, there's all sorts of just negative feelings that are now underpinning this entire situation.
Well, and I'm sure both of us
have a hard time getting over it.
I'm sure both of us were thinking the other one's full of bullshit. Like, I know for a fact you know a solution for this, and you're refusing to tell me. And he's like, I know for a fact your wife is not isolating with COVID. And so the two of us just dusted up over that, both of us full of bullshit, because I state again, the way that should have ended is with him matching me with the proper solution, not with him saying, I think you're, or implying that, like, I think you're a fraud, like, even though I personally know your wife and she's here every day.
Yeah. I mean, it would have taken, I think, uncommon poise for him to be like, slow down, stranger. Now, it sounds like you might be spinning a web, but I think it's because you have a time crunch, and therefore it's making you panicked and putting you into situations that you wouldn't think. Now, come on over here and I'll give you a Werther's original while we solve this problem for you. Like that would be a little like it would take some like real frontier wisdom to like have that kind of perspective instead of just like, so wait a minute. Either you're a liar or you're a liar about something else, or your wife gave me COVID earlier today and you're finishing the job. Like these are three options, and I'd have to dig under all those to get to the reservoir of good feeling that would allow me to go forward and solve your problem.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know that there's much more to mine from that. The paperwork is still in the Jeep.
That
like,
sucks.
I don't even know how I can send it in now if somehow like by virtue of signing it, we ruined the document. And by the way, if you're going to play the Puritan on this, then you can't both tell me that we both have to be there and sign it in front of you and also say, well, we will work around that. Like you're either the Puritan or you're not. And whatever. That doesn't make me any better.
Here's what it is. You have to go back and either bring the sheet unsigned. So you do the photocopy thing where you just bring it back and you're like, hey, we photocopied it, but without the signatures, we can sign it for you. You do the thing. Or the thing is, if Bonnie was able to go over there and clean up anyway, was there ever an opportunity for you to be like, hey, super swing of the pants thing, we accidentally signed this. Can I prove that this is my signature for you? Bonnie will come over and prove that is her signature.
That is what I proposed. That is what I proposed. And dude was already spun up by that point and said, I'm not, by the great code of notary publics, I refuse to grant you service of any kind.
Yeah.
So like at that point, he started to high road me, and I'm just like, all right, well, this is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So then I tried to high road him by apologizing profusely and demonstrating and passing the Turing test of understanding notary as well as he did. Like, I understand this, that,
so
and the other thing.
You just gotta bring another sheet with the
but now it's like now I gotta see that guy sometime in the future. I'm just gonna wear a devil mask every time I walk in. I'm gonna say, it's me, the notary devil. Hope this package makes it to FedEx in time. I'm talking like Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh yeah, notary devil, bedeviling all the notaries of Travis County.
Oh, they call me the beguiler. Guile from Street Fighter 2. You ever play Street Fighter 2? Hadouken.
Oh, I never have.
Don't mind me. I'll just be standing in front of your establishment holding this sign saying, fuck this guy.
I really wish you wouldn't, sir. I'm just trying to make a living doing
I'll need that notarized by a real notary.
That's ridiculous. I am a notary. I can't notarize.
I don't know. Look at this sign I'm holding. It says, is he a real notary? That's what I'm holding with my devil mask.
Well, the answer is yes, and I'm notarizing it now.
Oh, well, we'll also send this immediately, post haste, overnight.
Okay, I will do. Oh, he got me.
Yeah, no, it's one of those bummers where it's like, it was like just a few seconds too late, and when both sides, like you and the time you and I have gotten twisted up, it's like. You nailed it when you're like, both of us are rubbing our butts on each other saying, oh, my butt hurts. And it's like both sides feel like the aggrieved party. It was that kind of thing.
Well, I think, it's that happens a lot is you act your shittiest when you feel you are
being aggrieved. Yeah. And I definitely felt that. Like I saw the shield of run subroutine, poor customer service, not my problem. And I was just like, no, fuck you. Like I'm in trouble, and if you're gonna run this subroutine, you're gonna suffer the pain of knowing you're the asshole running this.
But also,
subroutine.
It's like, and this is something that I've really has kind of helped me put things into perspective. That like, whenever you see somebody acting in a way that you find to be fucked up, the thing that I've always found to ask myself is like, all right, like where in their sentence are they? Because like, I think we have a tendency to believe that people are at the beginning of their sentence. So if they're walking around and they're just like, fuck you, you won't solve my problem, you piece of shit. I've always known it. I looked in your eyes and I saw a non-problem solving piece of shit. That's what you are. Then you might think, wow, that's how you start the day. You roll out of bed and you're just like fucking pissed off. But what he doesn't know is that you are like, holy shit, you just had to juggle a massive bank error.
Right. This
Other
is a
people
10-month
asking for tens of thousands of dollars back and forth. And like, you never asked for any of these deadlines. You never asked for this stuff to be as put down upon it. Meanwhile, every time you walk in or out of either your house or HQ, all you do is see eyeballs of souls that are depending on you keeping yourself financially solvent. So it's like, look, that's a fucking journey. And you were right at the end. You were like literally right at the end where it's like, oh my God, I've made it into the secret Glen. All I need to do is play my lute for the frog to lead me to the mystical sword.
Right.
And then like
the frog says, not only do I not like your lute song, but you are not allowed to even try again. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know, like it doesn't. That seems like more of a I don't like the tune. And I don't think it's supposed to be a flute. I think it's supposed to be a lute. I think you were supposed to have a lute or a flute. And it's like, you're the talking frog. I'm obviously the guy that just fucking went on this entire journey. I'm literally 5 feet in whatever direction away from the sword. Can you please just let me? And he's like, I don't know. I have literally one job. It's to protect the sword. So fuck yourself. And then yeah, you're in Shitsville.
I see you in the chat. It has the best. He says notary in Macho Man voice. Not stamping.
Not stamping. Yeah, man. Look, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, update on Zoom Dick. He was jerking off in the Zoom call.
Which, by the way, only doubles down on my presumption that it wasn't a power play, that he genuinely thought the thing was off. You think it was a power play on video?
Oh, no. Your thing was that it was just an accidental, oops, I was man-spreading.
No.
That
My thing was that...
Your thing was it was... Yes, it was.
My thing was he said, I thought the camera was off, and I said, I believe him. And you said your response was, this is not the first time we've seen a power play between somebody powerful and a sexual dynamic. I'm like, I don't think that's what's happening here.
All right, well, let me clarify my point. Number one, would you say that jerking off while you are on a Zoom call, even with the camera off, would you imagine that to be a power play compared to everybody else in the Zoom call that is not jerking off?
No, how could it be a power play if the other side doesn't know you're doing it?
Because you are doing it and you do know that you're doing it?
I mean, it's inappropriate. It's woefully inappropriate, and he should be sanctioned and in trouble for doing it. It's not appropriate, but a power play, how does that make you feel? Wait, is there something
you are keying in on the word power play, which I can understand where you are doing it. I'm saying that it is just shitty behavior from somebody who knows that they are of higher importance than probably anybody else on that Zoom call.
Oh, interesting. So, yes, I would agree with that. It is shitty behavior, and I do believe that he thought he was more important than everybody else. But I also believe him when he says, I thought the camera was off. And I think that was...
no, that I have no doubt on. I have no doubt on the idea that he did not necessarily think that he's like, I'm going to make you all watch me jerk off. I do think that he might have sexual designs on somebody in the Zoom call, or wanted to feel, more powerful, or just fucking hated the fact that he was on the Zoom call and wanted to jack off. Like, but either way, it shows disrespect toward like the entire situation. And I feel that he probably wouldn't do it if he wasn't in that situation. If he wasn't a famous person.
Yeah, dude. Fucking talk like remember DM fails? Remember
no,
messages?
we just saw it. We just saw the end of the I was hacked defense as another political story.
Wait, with the Biden stuff?
No, with the guy who was going to moderate the middle debate that got canceled. He is like a C-SPAN dude, and wrote what he thought was a DM that was like a negative toward Trump to the mooch, Anthony Scaramucci. But it was a DM fail. He tweeted it and then deleted it and then said, oops, I was hacked, guys. Sorry, that wasn't me. I was hacked. But then C-SPAN came back and was like, hey, prove that you were hacked. And he's like, I totally wasn't hacked. And then he got suspended indefinitely, much like Jeffrey Toobin for jacking off on a Zoom call.
Yeah.
No, but this is the reason why I thought so strongly that this was more than just an accidental stand up and there's a Frank and Bean situation is because knowing how these stories spread in that kind of media, it did not spread with, oh my God, Toobin showed his dick on the Zoom call. It starts with, holy shit, I was just on a Zoom call where Jeffrey Toobin was jacking off. And at that point, when immediately he gets suspended from New York, from the New Yorker magazine, and immediately he fucking gets suspended from CNN.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, man.
Well, the way I said it on my stream earlier today is like, if you stand up and like your dick is coming out of the flap like a little goat peeking out of a barn door or something like that, that's not a suspension. That's humiliation. That's you always will kind of get, maybe Snickers in the office. Maybe you get a talking to. No. Suspension?
Yeah.
That lives on the stem. You need to flash way closer to your stomach before suspension shows up. I very much believe that.
Wow. Sunbun says sources say that when they returned from their break to their breakout rooms, Toobin lowered the camera, like to show him, I guess.
Oh, Jesus.
Or maybe lower the camera means he closed the laptop, like he realized in that moment.
Well, here, somebody, I guess it's the Vice. The Vice has kind of had the they've had the story on this. They've had the scoop. All right, so here we go. Two people that were on the call told Motherboard separately that the call was an election simulation featuring many of the New Yorkers' biggest stars.
Stimulation.
Jane Meyer was playing establishment Republicans. Evan Osnos was Joe Biden. Jelani Cobb was an establishment Democrats. Marsha Green played Donald Trump. Andrew Martz was the far right. Sue Hoffman was left wing. Yada, yada, yada. Both people who spoke on the condition of anonymity in order to speak freely noted that it was unclear how much each individual of the person saw. But both people we spoke to said they saw Toobin jerking off. Wow. The phrase jerking off in what an amazing first reference. The two sources described a juncture in the election simulation where there was a strategy session and the Democrats and Republicans went into their respective breakout rooms for 10 minutes. At this point, they said it seemed like Toobin was on a second video call. The sources said that when the groups returned from their breakout rooms, Toobin lowered the camera. People on the call said they could see Toobin touching his penis. Toobin then left the call. Moments later, he called back in, seemingly unaware of what his colleagues were able to see, and the simulation continued.
Stimulation.
So he might have just been jerking off to porn and forgot that he was still on this other call, or that he was like muting this other call.
That
Makes
interesting.
sense.
So I think that's the most charitable interpretation that we have on this. In which case, does that alter how you feel about this?
I mean, it's still hilariously disrespectful when all of like top tier colleagues have gathered.
But if you think you're off that call, like if you have a different tab open and you've forgotten.
No. This was their, all right. So they were all role playing and he was not role playing on either the Democrat or Republican side.
Right.
So at that point, they're breaking off into their own like breakout rooms on what they're going to do. He's not part of that.
Right.
So he just figures, all right, I'll take a quick jerk real quick while I'm waiting for everybody else. He is jerking off, but doesn't realize that he never turned off properly his Zoom. And so now when he comes back, he doesn't realize.
So he knew. Okay, so it's not a case where he was like, "All right, I'm done here," and then forgot that the camera was running. He knew that he was due back in court any
Yes.
moment. Okay.
Yes. So it's like, yeah, if you can't stop yourself from jerking off, just look at Twitter like the rest of everybody if they're bored while they're supposed
Which,
to.
by
be
the way,
doing
is
a
just
Zoom
another
call.
version of jerking off. Let's face it.
One that doesn't involve you pulling your dick out, unless you have an extraordinary version of like online braille where you have to
Or a
touch
super
your
intelligent
penis.
dick that writes your
Yeah.
tweets for you.
I've got the perfect dunk. Type it as follows. I'm Twitter Dick.
Twitter dick says more like schmemocrats.
Another lancing blow from Twitter Dick.
More like schmegmocrats. Hey, there we go. I did a. Well, hold on. You didn't already post the first one, did you? It's me, Twitter dick.
So that I think kind of falls into really like neatly into both of our assumptions then. Because you were very much like, hey, look, this
Like-
is
like,
this
I
very
believe-
much
I
feels
believe,
like
like-
a shit happened.
Yeah, I believe that there was, and I think that much like my conversation with the notary, we both latched on to different aspects and talked past each other. Because like I was like, there's no way he believed that the camera was on and that this was done intentionally, and I guess it bears that out. And you were like, this is definitely the move of a powerful asshole who thinks he's above everyone, and that definitely bears it out.
And I think, we're both right. I think
Yes, exactly.
I think we could all, wow, wins for everybody. When does the internet give everybody a win equally? That's amazing.
Hey, can I ask, like, on a personal level? On the one hand, like, this is it. You are at the final stretch of the marathon that you've been running over the last year and a half of presidential politics. Are you more thrilled or just ready for it to be over, or where are you at in terms of your endurance run on everything?
I'm at the point where I don't want to think about whether or not I'm burnt out.
Because for fear that you may have an answer.
Yeah. So, having toured, like, there comes to a point where either you're stringing too many long, like, stretches together, or, you are about to go into a gigantic gig and stuff like that. And you just know you've got to turn off your brain when it comes to deciding whether or not you are burnt.
Right.
Because it's like, all right,
Like that,
No matter
that's
what.
the question you dare not answer.
yeah, it's like no matter what, I'll regret not pouring everything, even things I don't know that I have, into this right now. Like, I gotta go, 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 go. Having heat in here is a huge motivator, though. Like, just the idea that, like, it feels different, it feels special, it feels like I'm building up to something. That adrenaline is really, really helpful. But other than that, yeah, I think I'm ready to kind of cash in my chips on this cycle. I'm up, so I feel good. I don't feel like I'm gonna look back and be like, oh, I didn't maximize what I had here. Like, I think that there's probably things that the podcast numbers could have been higher, but the number that matters, which is what I get paid on Patreon, is way up. So it's like, okay, well then I can't say that this was anything other than a gigantic success. So now just the biggest thing for me is that I know that no matter what I feel, the most people that are going to listen to me are going to listen to me right now. This is when, not in fucking January, not when COVID hit, not during the initial debates. Now, these next 2 weeks, this is when the most people are going to care about listening to a political podcast. It's when I can differentiate myself. So it's like, that's it. Here we go. Like, let's just put on like my best foot forward. Let's make sure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. And I solidified that by misposting 2 podcasts in a row between Friday and Sunday. So
Oh no.
we're but it's fine. It's fine. I'd rather put the time and effort into all the shows and just make it all good.
So if am I burned out is the question you dare not ask, I would assume a second place would be, do I really believe that it calms down after Election Day?
I don't know. I mean, I ultimately don't think that. I think that no matter who wins, the reality that we have is that it's going to be very similar to what it is now. It's like, if Trump loses, he's not going to go away, and the media is not going to stop covering him. Like, we're already seeing the pre-writing of the media wanting to keep Donald Trump as the main character of politics. If he loses in the like, oh, he's going to get all these charges, and he's got like the State Department of New York, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, he's still going to tweet. He's still getting it. Now he's going to be probably more comfortable because he'll be able to say, hey, look, like the media conspired with COVID-19 and TikTok to run me out of office. So he's still going to be there. And if he wins, obviously he's still going to be there because he'll still be the president. So I think that we're probably still going to see something that is very, very similar to where we are now. I hope that at some point the volume can come down, just a touch, so we can not want to stab each other in the eye every day. But at the same time, as a war profiteer, I can't be mad the bullets are flying.
Man. Well, man, what else is going on? We got 10 more minutes, and I only have so much self-hatred to air out.
How do you feel? How are you feeling now? Because I feel even like when you first came on, you were very, very eager to unburden yourself on that story, and now that we've kind of like let it air out a little bit, hopefully you're in a more centered place.
I mean, I think I read it correctly immediately, even as it was happening, and even as it wrapped up, like, oh, that's where we drifted apart. That's where everything sounded different to two different sets of ears or whatever. And now I'm just like, at some point I'm gonna have to ship something, and I can't dodge that place forever. Like, do we do the awkward thing where we both pretend it didn't happen, or?
No. You can go back and you can be the bigger man and say, hey,
I already did. I did it right there in the moment. But of course it fell on deaf ears.
Understood. But that's more chaos in the moment.
Right.
You can go back and say, hey, look, mea culpa. We're in together. You and Bonnie are in together. Aha, any funny stories to tell? And then you just sign it and move on with it. Like, I think that's just the move. It's right there. They now know their side.
So you're saying do get it notarized at that place?
Yes.
No,
if it's
even
close,
though it's very convenient, but there is another place to get a notary done. But
I mean, yeah, I'm only presuming that is the easiest place to go, and if you want the ease of going there, then like
alternate idea. I bring Bonnie.
Is just
Okay, I bring Bonnie, also all the kids.
Yeah,
and I have them notarize a statement of foreclosure. I never admit to why or how we came to this moment, but we turn around very sadly and walk off. I'm just saying, and we never go to that place again. And he just believes that he fucked our whole family in that moment forever and ever and ever.
Yeah, and just as they're walking out, you have Callie say like, Papa,
yes.
Can we have dinner tonight?
Yes.
And it's like, no, honey, maybe next week. And you're just in like comical hobo clothes, and you're wearing like a ripped out shoe on your head for some reason. Like, you're just like old.
Is this the bad Victorian man that didn't stamp your paper, Daddy? Yes, sweetheart.
Like, oh, it's not his fault. He knew not what he did.
Oh.
You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go.
Yes, I do. I will own that that in even the most minor insignificant of interactions, I have to spend a fucking fortnight explaining everything in great deal, because heaven forbid you use shorthand and use a 2-syllable word to convey she's not coming. What else can we do? I'm the asshole. I'm the asshole.
No, you just don't There's
I'm
a
the
lot
asshole.
you can run on. There's a lot you can run on. There's a lot I'll back you up on.
No, I'm the
Can't
asshole.
back you up.
I'm
I
the
can't
asshole.
back you up on just the very specific thing of I'm just using shorthand and not I'm deliberately using the specter of COVID to hope that you get over any problems that you have with my request. Because you're definitely doing that when you say she's
Not-
in isolation.
Well, actually, now that I think about it, I that's interesting because I didn't think of it as using that halo because I've used that halo for a lot of stuff. All my late emails, man, there's nothing better than the opening phrase of "Sorry, this is late. I got COVID."
I got COVID.
Like
Yeah.
fucking all of that. I will own 100% of those. But in that moment, what I meant to convey is she's not able to be here, and this is the fast. That was my intent. Whether or not
That's fine.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And I believe that. I believe
Right.
that.
But of course, things land differently to.
But now listening to it
Oh no!
in space. Yeah.
Of course. Look, I
Yeah.
already admitted, I understand. I pieced it together.
Feeling better? Any better? 5%
Yeah, no,
better, 10%
definitely,
better?
100%. I mean, look, Night Attack is going to confession for both of us. I mean,
Yes. No, Brian, right before we came on, was like, "Oh, I got a story to tell," and I'm like, "Oh, really? Like that just happened?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Doesn't make me look good," and then I'm like, "Well, reliable content. Very rarely has one of us rolled in and said, I got a story that makes me look like an asshole,' and then it ended with us not getting classic content. And holy shit, the streak continues."
yeah, the Buck has it in the chat. Just take the L and move on. Yeah, I'll take the L on that one. Yeah, well, but at least I made it back in time for happy hour.
did.
Anything else? What do we got to be excited about? I always like to end these on an up note. What about this week are you stoked about?
I'm excited because more Heaton content. Heaton's descending from he like a forest creature. He only spends time in our village during the week, and then come Friday, he scampers off into the hills of Oakland, so he might frolic amongst the forest. And so,
Is he still
He will
angry
likely-
at Oakland?
he's calmed down. He's calmed down. Well, especially because thanks to his community and the Diamond Club, his California Disaster Relief Fund has been very generous.
That's
And,
great.
And he has been made, if not whole, very, very, very close to whole. He's got all of his replacement shit. He realized that when he got his new computer, he's like, "Oh wow, I was really due for an upgrade because this computer is a lot faster than the one I got 6 years ago." So yeah, hopefully tomorrow is when we normally do our recording for bonus shit for the week. And then past that, we will hopefully I'll be able to get him in here for the Smoky Backroom stuff for the debate on Thursday.
What about? Will he still be there for election night?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that'd
no,
be
that's the
great.
goal. The goal is to kind of keep him rocking and rolling here all throughout until election night 1.
That is awesome. All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you. To
Well, what
everybody.
do you? Come on, you need
Oh.
to give us one thing that you're excited about. This has started with such chaos for Brian Brushwood. Let's focus on a bright, beautiful North Star.
Tomorrow it will have been a month since I've had anything to drink.
A month? Wow.
Yeah.
I guess. Starting with the COVID. And
Yeah,
then
I got the
yeah.
COVID, and then coming out, I was like, "Hey, healthy activity, healthy everything. Let's try to keep these habits as long as I can." So I started running. I ran 10 miles today, or jog walked, whatever. And today was the 21st day of nonstop showing up with exercise and all that stuff. And yeah, it was good.
That's fucking awesome.
I'm excited. I'm a little bit like, after you hit that hallmark, it's like, well, this ain't gonna be a forever thing. And so now it's just like, well, shit, when do I break the seal on that? What does that look like? So I don't know.
It's an interesting thing, man. People have their own perspectives on it, because I always, especially now, I think it's always much better to focus on ways you can better yourself in this infinite Groundhog Day reality that we find ourselves living in. But yeah, drinking is its own thing, man. Everybody's got their own bugaboos about it, and you face it a lot more when you're like in this very micro, like attention to detail world where it's like, oh, if I have this action every day, then it's going to be very easy because the action I'm having to do tomorrow is going to seem way shorter and way easier than it would otherwise when you had a lot of distractions in between.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, thanks to everybody for showing up for happy hour. We love you guys, and I apologize to my local notary. I'm the asshole.
Happy hour. Night Attacks Happy Hour. Night Attacks Happy Hour.